Think the kids are alright? Not these ones. Here are 19 reasons to watch Children of the Corn. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and this is where I talk to you about Stephen King. And at the moment, we are going through Stephen King's movies and adaptations. And in this video, we're covering 1984's Children of the Corn. Outlander! Based on the short story of the same name from the 1978 collection, Night Shift. So I'm going to get into my 19 reasons to watch the movie in a moment, but first a couple of things to plug. Do go and check out season 1 of my podcast, Constant Writers, where I talk to indie horror authors about them, their work and their relationship to Stephen King. You can find it up there if you want to watch them, or you can listen wherever you get your podcasts. You can also pick up a copy of the Ultimate Stephen King Quiz Book, which I wrote and I published last year. Links in the description, and you can sign up to my weekly newsletter where you'll get this collection as an ebook for free just for signing up. You get short stories, horror author recommendations, some other nice things as well. Link to sign up is in the description. Okay, let's jump on to today's main event. So we're into 1984 and a movie that quite appropriately has spawned lots of spin-offs and sequels since. I'm talking about Children of the Corn, of course. So in this video, I'm going to give you 19 reasons to watch the thing. And as I'm trying to do with these videos, I will let you know when the spoilery stuff is coming. So the first few reasons you can watch whatever. And then I'll give you the spoiler alert. And if you need to leave, you can do. But otherwise you can watch the whole thing. Do let me know what you think of these. And if you want to know a bit more about Night Shift, which is a collection where this story is found, then check out my 19 reasons to read Night Shift from a couple of years ago. As I sit here and record this, by the looks of it, you can get Children of the Corn on Freevee, or if you have an account on Shudder or Arrow, it seems to be on there again at the time of recording. Of course, you can also dip into your DVD collection like I do with mine, or you can get it on a bunch of places to rent or buy, including YouTube. So it's not difficult to find, let's put it that way. Okay, let's do it. Here are 19 reasons to watch Children of the Corn. So you know I like to start these with a headline reason, and I mean this one's pretty simple. In terms of longevity and I guess royalty machine, this is probably Stephen King's most successful movie, which is crazy because it's not particularly that good. But anyway, at the time of recording, we've had 8 sequels, 3 remakes, including the 2023 remake. I mean, surely Stephen King is going to get at least a few pennies for each of those. So it just keeps churning stuff through. And well, this is the one that started it all, so it's got to be worth a watch, right? As I said, this film isn't great, so it's a little baffling that it's had such a long lifespan, but I guess creepy kids, man. Fucking creepy kids. It's always gonna sell.
Bring him the blood of the Outlander! Praise God! Praise the Lord! Praise God! Praise the Lord! Praise God! Praise the Lord! Praise God! Praise the Lord!
So the recurring theme when you dig into the history of this film is budget, or lack of. The original plan for this film had been far more ambitious, far more spectacular, but money just kept getting cut left, right and centre, and they had to scale back or just ditch ideas altogether. So the fact that they created something that has lived on so long and has become so iconic and has this cult status for such a small budget is pretty impressive, actually. So King originally wrote the screenplay for this, but it was ditched in favour of the one that we got, which was written by George Goldsmith and knuckled down on, well, the violence. Good move. Creepy kids, ain't it, fuckers? So constant readers who are paying attention will notice when Deal, the mechanic, is trying to get Bert and Vicky to get the hell out of Dodge, and he says to get to Hemmingford.
What you want to do is to go to Hemmingford.
That is, of course, Hemmingford Home, a key location in The Stand, also where adult Ben Hanscom ends up living, and somewhere we visit in Billy Summers too. Nice. This movie hasn't just spawned sequels, it's been surprisingly influential in the world of music. Just 3 examples for you. There's a rap group called Children of the Corn, thrash band Testament have a song called Disciples of the Watch, and nu metal band Korn have an absolute banger of a tune, also called Children of the Corn, but with a K, because Korn, you know. So let's look at the cast. First up, we've got Linda Hamilton as Vicky in the same year that the first Terminator movie came out, and she kind of set herself up for life. Another movie that spawned a lot of sequels. Big year for Linda Hamilton, and she is good in this. She is good. The real stars, though, are those creepy fucking kids. Perhaps most creepy is Isaac, played by John Franklin, who was actually 24 at the time, but suffered from a growth hormone deficiency, so didn't necessarily look it. Yeah, he is not to be fucked with.
I am the giver of his word.
Neither, for that matter, is the deeply unnerving Malachi, played by Courtney Gaines, who apparently won the role by, at the audition, using a prop knife to take a member of the crew hostage. Cool, dude. That sounds like a totally normal way of doing an audition. So going back to John Franklin for a moment, he's claimed in an interview that around the time this movie came out, he was having a meal out with friends, and a woman on the next table saw him, recognized him, ran out of the restaurant screaming, and then came back in and demanded to be moved because she was so freaked out by his performance in Children of the Corn. And while it's extreme, yeah, I can see why. Fun Easter egg for you that doesn't need to go behind the spoiler warning. You notice the book on the dashboard of Bert and Vicky's car? It's Night Shift. The book where the story is. So there's a scene where Vicky dreams of Joseph's body rising up and grabbing her. And, well, the reaction of Linda Hamilton's in that scene is very genuine, because the crew had basically told her, okay, it's just going to be a mannequin under that sheet. It's too hot to put a human under there. They'll melt. Well, what they didn't tell her was that they were actually putting the human under there. So they got that real reaction. So it kind of jolted her for that scene, but didn't do her long-lasting mental damage, Stanley Kubrick.
I'm so sorry.
Lastly, before we go into spoilers, I'm going to hand over to Mr. King, actually. Children of the Corn features in Stephen King Goes to the Movies, and for each of these stories, he writes a little intro about them. And I just thought I'd read what he thought about this movie. Not all of it, but anyway, here we go. One other note, Children of the Corn has generated more awful sequels than any other story in my oeuvre. There's Children of the Corn 2, 3 and 4 at least, possibly more. I eventually lost count. If my internet connection weren't down as I write this, I'd check and see if there wasn't even a Children of the Corn in space. I almost think there was. The only one I was really rooting for was Children of the Corn meet Leprechaun. I wanted to hear that little leprechaun guy shouting, "Give me back my corn!" Oh, sorry, "Give me back me corn," in his cute little Irish accent. I mean, sure, Steve. Okay, we're going to talk about similarities, differences between the story, favourite scenes, favourite lines, Easter eggs, effectively things that might spoil this for you. So consider this your spoiler alert. If you need to leave now, you can. Otherwise, stick around because I've got some more reasons for you to watch Children of the Corn.
What is it with this corn?
So in terms of how this compares to the story in Night Shift, fairly similar, broadly speaking, the same story. I guess the big change is that Bert and Vicky in the movie actually seem to like, hell, even love each other, rather than just bickering with each other like they did in the story. And that's a good move. It makes for a much easier thing for us to root for on screen. The movie also gives us some new kids, Job and Sarah, who are not like the other kids, and again, who are ones we want to root for. It's smart. It gets us invested in our hero characters. The sappy ending for the movie, though? Nah, not for me. The original plan had been to crucify Linda Hamilton, gouge her eyes out, and kill her properly fucking dead. Fucking train. Kill you fucking dead.
Train!
Yeah, kill her. They should have done that. That would have been bleak. That would have been cool. But hey, Hollywood. Okay, favourite scene time. I mean, I don't really love any of it, but the opening part with all the kids murdering the adults, that's pretty fucking rad. Favourite line? I mean, a tough one because the script is generally pretty shit, but Bert and Vicky playing I Spy and spying corn, that did actually make me lol.
I spy by the lie something that begins with the letter C.
Corn.
Right.
Finally, I can't let this one finish without acknowledging one thing that you've probably noticed already, but we'll use it as reason 19. You all clocked the age, right? The age that the kids have to be before they sort of become of age and they spill their blood and go and join the one who walks behind the rose.
We go to him. The first night of our 19th year.
19.
You're not going through the corn, are you?
Okay, there we go. 19 reasons to read. To read? Okay, there we go. 19 reasons to watch the first Children of the Corn film. Before you ask, I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to do all of the Children of the Corn movies. Maybe I'll just rank them all. I've got to watch them all first, and frankly, I'm not looking forward to that, but
Outlander!
hey, guess you'll have to just keep watching to see, won't you? Some other things you can do in the meantime while you wait on tenterhooks for that is you can sign up for my newsletter. You get my little collection for free. You can buy my quiz book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thud. You can listen to the Constant Writers podcast. I'm pointing there, but I've already linked it there, so I can't. It's down there. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch it here on YouTube. And you can come and say hi on Instagram, where I'm at Dave Musson. What have we got next time? We're on the run from the shop.